Hello everybody and welcome to another PolyWorld development log. Since last time I've enlarged the scale of the world, I've added a tool palette, I've spent a lot of time on code refactoring, and I've been experimenting with raising and lowering the terrain. So there's now a tool palette at the bottom of the screen to make it easier to change and see whatever action is applied by left clicking. At the moment these are only temporary tools for debugging purposes, please excuse the programmer art icons. We have a measuring tool that casts a pick ray from the camera and tells you the distance to the thing that the crosshairs are currently pointing at. We have a sphere placement tool so you can put down markers of random colours. And we have a tree placement tool which plants these placeholder low poly trees which are pretty good for judging scale and start to give some sort of life to the world. The final tool allows the player to raise and lower the terrain, either by single vertex, by quad, or by 3x3 patch of quads. The terrain modifications are stored in a two-dimensional array for each terrain chunk, and to start with I tried simply regenerating the entire chunk whenever the terrain is modified. I can't really believe how well this works. I expected it to be really slow, but it's actually not too bad. So here's the single vertex mode, where you left click to raise or right click to lower the terrain at that point. At the moment, due to the way this works, you cannot have overhangs or caves, but in the future I want to add proper holes and digging. It's pretty intuitive, but of course it takes the player a long time to make the changes they want. So here's the quad mode, where each click either brings all four corners of the quad to the same height, or, if the terrain is already level, raises or lowers the quad. The pick indicator changes to green if the terrain is level, making it easier for the player to level a whole area. Lastly, the big brother of quad mode is patch mode, which works the same way, but for a 3x3 grid of quads, for when you want to make larger scale changes. I'll almost certainly have to optimize the implementation in future, probably by directly altering the Y values in the vertex buffers rather than regenerating everything. As I said, it works surprisingly well, and it's sufficient for the time being. Finally, I've also added a debug screen overlay to make it easier to figure out what's going on when things aren't quite as they should be. This also shows the JMonkey engine stats in the bottom left, which is useful for estimating performance. Next time I'll start to look at biomes, tree generation and performance. Thank you very much for watching, have a good day and see you next time.